Is there a keyboard shortcut to end an application? More than just alt+f4. I use Spotify, an application which, like many others, remains running when you close the window. That is to say, when I alt+f4, it doesn't have the desired effect. It only closes the window. The little icon at the bottom in the launch bar remains highlighted as an active application. You have to right-click the icon and select Quit in order to truly close it. I don't feel like doing that every time. Is there a keyboard shortcut equivalent to the Ctrl+Alt+del end task?
Yes, there is. It's alt+f4. This is the key combination to end a program. The only reason it doesn't work as advertised is ignorant programmers who refuse to follow Microsoft design guidelines. This problem would persist with any other hotkey as well. You could only possibly create a custom solution with auto hotkey or similar tools that kills the process. But this would most likely make you lose a lot of work, as that is quite the brute force method to exit a process. I want to know more. Okay, to my understanding, there are several ways a Windows application can be terminated. Posting a WM_close window message to the main application window. Destroying the main application window. Terminating the process. The first way is the clean way. The way you're intended to close an application. This is the same thing that alt+f4 works. Pressing alt+f4 will just send the WM_close message to the application window. Now, let's look at all three ways in reverse order. Terminating a process. In Windows, an application lives in a process. Inside that process, the application may create a window. The window is what you will see on your desktop and what you will interact with. So, if the process is the root of an application, if you terminate it, everything else will go away as well. So this would be great to fully end an application. But this will kill the application so abruptly that it will have no chance to save any critical data to disk. So this would not be recommended. Destroying the main application window. As we just learned, the main application window is just part of the process. So if we just destroy that window, we'll still have the process stinking up the place, sad face. And that would be even harder to get rid of than the application would have been. This is most likely the nastiest approach to trying to end an application. Stay far away. Posting a WM_close message. Windows is a message-based operating system. Meaning, components talk to each other by sending each other little messages. One of these messages is the WM_close message. If an application receives this message, it is agreed upon that this application should cease all action and then life. But every programmer can decide on his or her own how to handle the message. As the documentation told us earlier, the default behavior would be to call destroy window and thus perform our application exit approach number 2. With the little difference that, this time, it's intentional and the program has every chance to save critical data. Conclusion. So, as you can see, we're pretty much at the mercy of every programmer here. Or we take the risk of losing data, you don't want to take that risk.
alt+f4 should close the current window, not necessarily cause the program to quit. If it is the last window, the process will generally exit of its own accord. There are exceptions such as programs which run in the background and do not normally show a window, except for notifications. For these alt+f4 generally dismisses the notification and there is usually another way to make the program exit. But the answer is, no, there is no keyboard shortcut for forcibly terminating a process. Shortcuts are for making frequent actions easier. Forcible termination should be a rare event, and therefore doesn't get a shortcut. Also, Ctrl+C generally causes console applications to quit, but not Windows applications as it is the shortcut for copy. So does Ctrl+break. In each case a control handler is called, which usually terminates the application, but may not,
Depending upon the application and the layout of the menu in the application, you may be able to press alt+F followed by the X key. alt+F opens the file menu and then X will exit the application. If this does not work, look for a quit or exit button on the menu bar and press the corresponding underline key. This should do the trick for you.
There are a number of things you can try if you can't shut down a program with alt+f4, besides killing the process, which I would only use a last resort. Though this has to be done on a per program basis as there is no generalized solution. You can try and find a command line option in the documentation that shuts down a program entirely. If it does not exist, you can contact the developer. Another option is to look in the preferences of a program for an option like pressing alt+f4 terminates program instead of minimizing to sysray. Some programs allow you to create user-defined hotkeys for actions like this. Create a script with auto-hotkey that selects the option to terminate from the GUI. Something like FQ for access file menu with alt+f, then select the quit option. You could restrict the hotkey to the program with #if when active and assign the alt+f4 hotkey. Some examples. In order to shut down phrase express, you'd have to create a shortcut to phraseexpress.exe with the parameter shutdown. In order to quit Word entirely, you could create a macro that does application.quit. This will attempt to close all instances of Word. To close an auto-hotkey script, you'd have to have a shortcut to exit app somewhere in the script. Just start using macros and after a while you will get the hang of it. AutoHotkey or Autoit are good scripting languages for this kind of problem.
If you love this channel, please consider liking and subscribing.